Nostalgia is a sentimental longing or affection for the past. Some describe it as a feeling of pleasure mixed with sadness, often when looking at old pictures, thinking of past holidays, and other meaningful events. Johannes Hofer first introduced the idea of nostalgia in the 1600s when it was seen as a state of ill health. Throughout the 18th century, doctors tried curing this feeling with leeches, opium, and hypnotic emulsions. Then, around the 19th and 20th centuries, nostalgia was acknowledged as a form of depression and even thought of as a psychiatric disorder. Today, nostalgia is seen as a common emotion that nearly everyone experiences, and it also has significant biological factors. When an individual experiences nostalgia, this stimulates metabolic activity and blood flow in several regions of the brain, particularly the frontal, paralimbic, and midbrain areas. For example, when listening to music that triggers nostalgic feelings, there is significantly more brain activity in the frontal gyrus, substantia nigra, and cerebellum. The reward centers of the brain, like the hippocampus and ventral striatum, are all activated when an individual experiences nostalgia, which helps explain why there are so many positive emotions associated with different smells, sights, and sounds from the past. There are several important triggers in nostalgia, including social interaction, music, and smell. There is a strong link between odor and emotion, as the nose is connected to the limbic system, where emotions are housed. Also, music triggers the brain's visual cortex, which means the recognition of a song stimulates memories and images immediately, thus triggering nostalgia. Aside from sensory inputs, negative affect also leads to increased feelings of nostalgia. In one study, British undergraduates read one of 3 news stories, each based on actual events. In the negative mood condition, they read about a tsunami that struck parts of Asia and Africa, and in the positive mood condition, they read about the birth of a polar bear in the London Zoo. Then, all participants completed a measure of nostalgia, where they rated the extent to which they missed 18 aspects of their past. It turned out that participants in the negative mood condition were more nostalgic, which supports the notion that negative affect often triggers nostalgia. Whilst nostalgia may be caused by negative affect, it actually generates positive affectivity and enhances self-regard. In another study, students wrote narratives about a nostalgic event versus an ordinary event and reflected upon how it made them feel. Those who wrote about the nostalgic event expressed more happiness than sadness, and the writing itself included more positive language. Nostalgia is important because it increases the sense of resilience, social connectivity, and empathy. So the next time you're feeling a seemingly strange longing for the past, just remember that this feeling is actually an important...
Created using Powtoon.